Do you know what Kun Stuff stands for?
Fun stuff. Fun stuff?
Things that are art, something like that. I don't know if I'm totally off or if I'm...
Art stuff? Dance stuff?
I think it's fun stuff.
I think it is fun stuff.
I think so.
Kunst Stoff in German means plastic or synthetic material, but if you take the words apart, it broadens it up into Stoff, meaning material, dust, things, and art, from the artificial.
If they don't know Kunst Stoff, they just hear the word, they don't know that it's a dance company behind it. It doesn't give you an expectation of something specific. So it's a factory, it's a place where things can happen.
The idea was to have all the different forms of art present at these events, and also to bring different dancers and performers together to combine different techniques and to learn from each other through those techniques.
Yeah. You know, it's hard to explain really that feeling. It's like being alone, and I like that being alone, even though I'm not really alone.
So what I see myself doing these days is much more creating frames, creating games, creating worlds of thoughts. And I do take my dancers into fairly extreme states of physical states as well as mental states.
I mean, that's like people's biggest nightmare. Like being in front of a crowd and having your clothes taken off. That's like people have bad dreams about that. That's people's greatest fears. And like, of course, what do? We put it on stage.
The basic rule is don't do anything that you don't want to do. But if you don't want to do something, ask yourself, why is it that you don't want to do it? So that there's a constant dialogue.
This company has allowed me to really confront both things that I'm incredibly interested in, achieving myself as an artist, and also coming head-to-head with my own fears. Like, you're afraid, oh, that's bad. No, that's just a component of the whole picture. Seeing every side of the story rather than just your own has been a really unique challenge, and it's been very satisfying.
So you know how things can repeat themselves in your life, but in a slightly different coating? It's the same thing with the material. It comes back, but with a slightly different variation to it, until there's no reason to struggle anymore with it. And the piece was a collective experience of trying to get over certain things that just haven't solved themselves in your mind. They keep coming back like a broken record.
For choreography is movement, movement is timing. When you have timing, something comes to life.
Oh my God.
That's so crazy.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
it's once you start moving, all of a sudden there's no waves.
Well, you know what I think it is that
It's much more giving.
okay.
This one is just like, I'm stiff going around feeling terrible. This one is like, okay, you know, you're giving your weight to someone, so it gets more narrative out, you know, so be soft on your knees and know where you're going with it, so it makes sense, all right?
Yeah, perfect. Because if you get out of it, I get off. This is perfect.
You know, I must say, a lot of times I understand what Giannis is saying now when he asks for stuff. Or I know enough to not think too much about it. Whereas before, I'd be like, what does he mean? I don't understand that.
and then fast. Boom.
I'm always looking to create moments that they can evoke things, that they can reach you. So I'm not necessarily interested in creating a specific story.
You know, he talks about getting into a groove or a high energy, or it has to be really subtle and sublime, you know, things like that. Whereas it's not like, oh, do it like this, but do it in this way.
Now in this work, I was seeing like these moments were coming and they would jump out and I'll be like, wow, that's so gorgeous. And then we go to the next moment, wow, that's like beautiful. So I'm looking to bring moments out. You have something that you're shaping constantly, but it's a living thing. So you have to allow it also to be what it is.